Thanks to EA Creator Network for this early access opportunity. Hey, this is Julia. I hope that you're having a great day today and welcome back to my channel, or just welcome if you're new here. Remember to like and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you so much for watching this video. So in today's video, we are building with the new horse ranch expansion that will be released tomorrow, July 20th. So since I got to test out this pack as early access, there's a few things to mention about it. First of all, the software that you see here in this video is not final, and also you'll see my watermark bouncing on the screen for the entire video because that is a part of the early access and I cannot do anything about that. So I really hope that it won't bother any of you too much. But at least for me, I can say that I got used to that watermark really quickly when I was playing. But anyway, the build that we are actually creating here is a very big horse ranch, and I actually built this on a 64 by 64 lot, and it is obviously built in the new world that is called Chestnut Ridge. And I was very excited and also intimidated about making this build. I think it was because I have actually never made a build of this size before, I think. So this is probably the biggest build that I have ever created, and like I said, it was exciting and also intimidating. But I'm very happy that I chose to make this build because I think it turned out so well and it is super pretty and it's just like a perfect house for this new pack. So let's go over what this build actually contains. So it has 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, so it has a lot of space for your sims. Then there is an office and this kind of like music or dance room, I'm not sure what to call it, but it has that like new dance floor and some musical instruments. So yeah, call it whatever you want because I don't know what to call it. Then this home also has a basement, which is a nectar cellar. So if you don't know yet, this new pack comes with a new drink that is called nectar, and your sims can store it and sell it, and they can also make it and all kinds of fun stuff. So I really wanted to include that in this build somehow. Then let's go over some qualities that the exterior of this home has. So there is a horse stable that has space for 3 horses and a storage room. Then there is a riding field on this lot, and the house has a front porch with a balcony on top of it, which was one of my main ideas when I started building this. Then there is also a beautiful side porch and a back porch with a pool. I really like my idea of adding that pool here because it felt like a not so usual idea for a ranch. But I felt like it was fitting for this build because I tried to make this look a little bit more fancy than just a regular ranch, I guess. So because this build is so huge, I spent at least 5 or 6 hours on building this, and yeah, it was quite time consuming. But I'm very happy that I chose to build this because, like I think I mentioned already, I'm super happy with the outcome. I think it looks absolutely stunning, and it was also a lot of fun to build it, even though it was a lot of work as well. So as you can see, we are currently making the exterior for this home, and I was very excited about making the exterior. It was probably one of my favorite parts to make from this home. There was a lot to do and I really got to think of different things that I could add for this build because there was a lot of space to fill. I think that the best part about making the exterior for this home was probably coming up with the shape for it, and that is something that I always enjoy about making my houses, but for this build it was even more enjoyable than usual because it was so big, so I had a lot of ideas and a lot of options that I could do with it. I think the shape of this house turned out very interesting looking and it has a lot of details in it, which I just absolutely love. I think a house always looks much better when it has more details in it, and so that is always my goal when I'm building. but when the house is bigger, there is obviously more like options to put details in there. So that was a very fun thing about making like a house this big. So while it was a lot of fun to do the exterior for this home, it was also a lot of work, and I really had to think, what am I gonna fill up all this space with, because the lot is absolutely huge. And yeah, I just felt like there was so much space, and I just had to figure out something to actually do with it so it doesn't look completely empty. So in the end, I think I managed to fill out the slot really well. I think what helped me a lot was obviously that riding field, and then also the backyard and all the other things that were like taking a lot of space, but also the landscaping of this home. So I chose to do this like very lush and wild looking landscaping that obviously took a lot of space from this lot, and that helped me to fill it out quite a bit. So that was a very good idea in my opinion, and I also think that it looks absolutely beautiful here. Also, for the landscaping of this home, I mainly used debug objects. So there was a few objects that weren't from debug, but most of it definitely was. So I feel like that was something that really helped me to make the landscaping more beautiful, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think it looks like so lush and just super beautiful. So some of my favorite exterior items from this new pack were definitely the fences and also the doors and the windows. I think they're absolutely beautiful, and I really enjoyed like placing them in here. And also I want to mention the attic windows that we got, or I'm not sure what to call them. Are they like attic windows? I guess they are, but anyway, I think they're absolutely stunning, and I'm probably gonna use them in so many builds from now on, so I'm very excited about that. So my overall thoughts about the build by objects of this new pack is that they are absolutely amazing. I feel like they look so beautiful, and it is a lot of fun combining them together. Also, I feel like there was a lot of stuff that we got, so I had no trouble with building just with the base game and this new pack, and I feel like that just says a lot about what we got with it. I think that the only thing that I felt was kind of like missing from this new pack was bookshelves. So I really felt like the base game bookshelves didn't go with the like aesthetic of this house really well, so that was something that I would have been like really happy if it was included. But we have lots of like different bookshelves from other packs that would really fit with this pack's objects, so it's not really like an issue for me. But obviously if you don't have any other packs, then it would be kind of annoying. But I still managed to fit some like base game bookshelves in this build, even though it would have been nicer if there was some new ones. So even though I got this pack as early access, I still haven't tested out the gameplay yet. But I really hope that I'll have some time, probably tomorrow, to do some gameplay as well, because I really want to know all the things that you can do in this pack, because it is very exciting for the gameplay features, at least in my opinion. So I'm super excited to do that if I have some time. But obviously, because I'm mainly a builder, I always go for the building first thing when I get a new pack in my hands. By the way, once I was done with this build and I started taking screenshots, I got kind of spooked because some of the roofs were coming through the ceilings like inside the home, and I was like so worried that I would not be able to fix it. But luckily I was able to do some fix-ups without it like messing up with the roof design, and it turned out basically identical to the way it was, and that makes me super happy, because it would have been a real shame that I would have had to change the way that I made the roofing, because I feel like it looks absolutely beautiful. So we are currently making the backyard for this home, and that was something that I felt super happy with. I was like kind of proud of it even, because I think it turned out so nice and I really love the way it looks, but also I really like that it has a lot of interesting stuff in there and like lots of things for your Sims to do. So for the side porch and also the front porch and the balcony, I ended up leaving them a little bit more empty than I was hoping, but I think they're still kind of cute, so I'm happy with them, but I just feel like there could have been a little bit more something to add there, I guess. I really loved making the horse stable for this build, and it was so much fun because I haven't gotten to do anything like that before in The Sims, because we haven't had horses before, obviously. It was just like so much fun to think like, what am I gonna add here and how am I going to do this design and all that kinds of stuff. So the horse stable was mainly based on my memory from what I can remember from the days that I used to take riding lessons. I obviously made this a little bit more interesting looking because at least here in Finland, the horse stables usually look kind of boring, I guess. So yeah, I really loved thinking about like my memories from that time and just kind of trying to base the horse stable off from it. I think I mentioned it already, but the horse stable has space for 3 horses, and it also has a kind of like storage room that also has like a couch in it, so you can just kind of hang out in there, I guess. But anyway, I really love that the horse stable has space for more than just 1 horse, but also it's not like huge because there wouldn't really be any use for like a super big horse stable, because the horses actually take up like space from your family, so you can't really have unlimited amount of horses. Also, something that I feel like is worth mentioning in here is that I decided to add some things to this build of cam, because I felt like there were so small things that it wouldn't really make sense to start filming again just for them, but I just want to mention that I added them so you guys know if there are some like differences with the screenshots to what you can see here, like me making. So I just wanted to let you guys know. Now we can move on to the interior of this home. So that was also a lot of fun to create, but it also felt like a lot of work to do because I'm not used to making houses of this size. But I feel like it turned out really well eventually, and I especially really like the floor plan. So about the floor plan of this home, the first floor contains all the main living areas like the living room, kitchen and dining room. Then there are also 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms on the first floor, and also the music or dance room or whatever you want to call it. I really don't know what to call that. Then for the second floor of this house, it has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom and also the office. But now let's move on to going over the rooms of this house more individually. The living room was the first room that I made for this home, and it was my absolute favorite. So I think my favorite things about the living room would probably be the fireplace and also the way how I separated the living room from the kitchen and dining with the like pillars and the spandrels. So I absolutely loved that choice and I think it looks absolutely amazing, and I really hope that you guys will like it as well. Then about the kitchen of this home, so I think it turned out a little bit smaller than I was expecting it to because this house is so big, but it's still not like too small. It has everything that you would need for a kitchen and I still really like it, even though it is a little bit small for this build size. By the way, the new kitchen counters and cabinets are absolutely beautiful, as you can see here. I really loved using them in this build and I cannot wait to use them in my other builds as well. I feel like they would go so well with some other packs as well. So now let's move on to the dining room of this home. So the dining room and the kitchen are one big open space and I really love how that looks in this home. I think that the dining room turned out absolutely beautiful, and it was a lot of fun making it because I had so much space to use here. So I decided to add that really long table with 8 chairs, so there is a lot of space for Sims to gather around the table and eat together, and I really love that. So moving on to the first bathroom that I made for this home. So this is the only bathroom that is accessible without going through the bedrooms on the first floor. There is also one on the second floor. I feel like it was a lot of fun to make the bathrooms for this home because they're a little bit bigger than I'm used to making, because the house is really big, so obviously the bathrooms are a bit bigger as well. So I had lots of like things that I could do with them, and I really loved using all the new bathroom objects that we got with this new pack. So now let's talk a little bit about the entrance of this home. So I think it turned out really pretty. It has like these big barn doors that open to the living room, and also from one side you can get to this hallway that leads to the bedrooms on the first floor, and also in the entrance space there is the stairs for the second floor. Next up we have the master bedroom, which is also a very beautiful room, but I do feel like I could have maybe filled it up a little bit more, I guess, but I still really like it. And my favorite part of the master bedroom was that fireplace in there. I really love that new fireplace, by the way. I think it's absolutely beautiful and one of my favorite objects from the new pack. Also, I really loved adding that desk area in the bedroom because there was a lot of like extra space in there, so why not make some good use of it so your Sims don't always like have to go to the office if they need to like use the computer and stuff like that. I just remembered that I really wanted to mention about something that I was thinking while I was building this, and that was the fact that I didn't want this to end up looking empty or anything like that, but I still left it kind of more simple looking, I guess, so that it would be easy to customize and add some things that you might want to add in this home. Now let's move on to the master bathroom. So it is very similar to the first bathroom that I made for this home, but it is a little bit bigger, so I had more like ideas that I could do there. And I really love how I kind of separated the bathtub from the rest of the bathroom with pillars and a spandrel. So the next room that I decorated was this teen's bedroom, or at least I was imagining it to be for a teen. But obviously you can make it anyone's room that you want in your game. I think my favorite things about this bedroom were probably the shape of it, and also that like additional walk-in closet that I separated from the bedroom with some pillars and a spandrel. That was like a design choice that I went with for many things with this build, and I really love that I chose to do so because it really fits like the aesthetic, I think. The color scheme of this bedroom is very similar to the rest of the house, so it is very neutral mainly, but then I added some like pink and yellow, which made the room look like super girly, at least to me, and I really love how the color scheme looks there. By the way, something that I thought was really nice about making a build that is this big was that I really got to use most of the items in the new pack in here, and I really loved that because obviously I want to show you guys all the objects that we got, so I really tried to use a lot of them in here. But next up is the third bathroom for this home. So this is actually kind of like a Jack and Jill bathroom, so you can access it both from the teen's bedroom and also the bedroom next to it that I haven't made yet, but that was for a kid. But anyway, I really like how the bathroom turned out. I think it's super cute and I really loved making it. I haven't made like many of bathrooms that are like that in The Sims, so I thought that it was a nice choice for this home. But anyway, next up is this kid's bedroom, and I ended up going with this like unicorn theme for it, and I think it looks absolutely adorable. So this room was a lot of fun to make, and I really loved choosing all the furniture and all other objects. I added some toys as well in here. And by the way, one thing that I really loved about the objects in this new pack was that like dollhouse that is kind of like a ranch. So I thought that it was super cute, and I actually added it for I think 3 bedrooms in this home. So yeah, it was a very nice object in my opinion. Then next up we have this music or dance room or whatever you want to call it. I still don't know what to call that. But anyway, I think this was the last room for the like first floor of this home. I mean, there is still like the hallway and stuff, but like the actual rooms, this was the last one of them. But I really like how it turned out. It was a simple design, but it's nice. Then after that room, I decorated the hallway that I mentioned a little bit, and that was it for the first floor of this home. But now we can move on to the second floor of this home. The first room that I furnished for the second floor is a nursery. I think I left this room a little bit more empty than the other rooms in this home, and I feel like it was because I thought this room especially would be something that would be nice to kind of fill up while you're playing and to like customize for the Sims that you're actually playing with. By the way, that cloud rug that I used in the nursery is probably one of my favorite base game objects to use in kids' rooms. I think it's super cute. So next up is another kids' bedroom, and this is actually the last one of the bedrooms. It was actually kind of hard for me to make this bedroom because after making 4 bedrooms I started feeling out of ideas already. But I think that eventually this bedroom turned out really nice and I'm happy with it. The color scheme for this bedroom is mainly green and I really like that. Then the furniture that I chose for this bedroom was very similar to the other bedrooms, but the setup is just like a little bit different. So because this bedroom was for a kid, I obviously added some toys here and there as well. So after finishing that last bedroom from this entire home, I moved on to the office. So the office actually turned out a lot smaller than the other rooms in this build, but I really loved making it and I also think it turned out really nice. It has all the like basic stuff for an office, so there is the desk and a bookshelf and also an armchair. So after making the office, I moved on to the last bathroom of this entire home, and that made me very happy because I was getting kind of tired of making bathrooms. I mean, I do enjoy making bathrooms as well as other rooms, but if I have to make multiple ones, I do get a little bit bored, especially because I do like them to be kind of similar to each other. So they really like match because, well, if you have like an actual house, the bathrooms are probably very similar to each other. So then I moved on to the upstairs hallway, and for the hallway it's very big, so I decided to add a couch and a rocking chair and stuff like that in there, and I absolutely love how it turned out. I think it's very cozy looking and yeah, I just really like it. After making everything else for the interior of this home, I ended up creating that basement that I turned into a nectar cellar. So when I first started making this build, I was not sure about making the basement at all, but when I started getting like done with the build, I really wanted to add this because I thought it was such a nice idea and it really fitted this big build. So for the design of the basement, it is just one room and it is completely for storaging nectar and making it and stuff like that. And I really love how it turned out. I love all the furniture that I chose there and it just looks absolutely amazing in my opinion, and I was so happy while I was making it. Like, it was so much fun, I think. But anyway, once I was done with the basement, I started moving on to adding some final touches for this build. So for the interior, that meant basically just adding a little bit more lighting in there and not much else. Then for the exterior, I actually added quite a lot of landscaping. So I kind of left it a little bit unfinished when I was first making it, and then I just moved on to the interior because I didn't really want to like force myself through it, because I felt like it would come more naturally after having a little bit of a break from doing it. And I was absolutely right, because it was a lot easier to finish it then. So after I had done like all the landscaping for this build, I also added some other things for the exterior. For an example, I added a car and this kind of like shelter for it. I don't know what to call that. A shelter doesn't sound right, but I cannot remember any other words for that. But I guess you could technically call it a shelter. But anyway, you probably understand what I mean. So yeah, I added that and also like some decorational objects. And I really feel like all of those kind of like finished off the look of this build. But anyway, I'm still like super excited about this new pack, and I'm so happy that I actually got to test it out as early access, and I get to share my content before the pack is released with you guys, so you can see like a glimpse of this new pack. And I'm just like super thrilled to actually get to share this video and this build with you, and maybe something else as well. So yeah, I'm just so excited about the entire thing, and I just cannot wait for this pack to be actually released. So what are your thoughts about this new pack? Are you going to buy it? Are you excited for it? Are you disappointed? Let me know if there's anything that you're thinking of. I would love to hear. And also if you have any thoughts about this build or this video, I would love to hear any of those as well. But anyway, we are almost at the end of this video, so I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed. You know, you know that I won't let you go. Put your arms around me and I'll let you know how it feels when time goes slow. And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you. I fall into you. Hey, I wish I could show you more.